So my girlfriend and I had been dating for about 2 months, and we decided to go on a trip to Ecuador. Now we flew there, but we took a bus to the place where we were eventually going. So we flew into the capital city of Quito. And I bet you guys are thinking, well, why the hell would anyone want to go to Ecuador? Well, Ecuador is a pretty cool place. It has the Amazon rainforest, the Andes Mountains, the Galapagos, and your dollar goes about 5 times as far when you go there. And we were just fresh out of college, so kind of like today, we have no money. So we get to the capital city of Quito, and it's beautiful. And while we're planning our trip, we decided to take a side trip to this small town called Baños, and bathroom, it's pretty funny. But Baños is this resort town where Ecuadorians go, and it's famous for its hot springs. And the hot springs are powered by this active volcano. So we take the Pan-American Highway, which spans from Central America all the way down to Chile, and it was a really cool trip down there. Beautiful, lush rainforests, huge towering mountains. Clouds, are lower than the mountains. It is beautiful. It's gorgeous. So we get to Baños. It's a really cool town. And we're there for about 2 days. We check out the scenery, and we're walking around, and then Jen's not feeling too hot. So Jen's my girlfriend. And so we go back to our hotel, which, by the way, was about $17 a night. And it was all glass, and it was this beautiful place. And there were about 14 rooms in this hotel, and even the guy who owns the place lives there, and he greeted us at the door. So Jen's not feeling too hot. We go back to the room. We're kind of hanging out, and I eventually fall asleep. I wake up at about 12 at night, and I hear what sounds like tennis balls on a tin roof. And I don't know if you know what that sounds like, but it's kind of like a pink, pink, pink. And I'm thinking, well, I am not really too sure what that is. But, I don't think it's really anything to be too nervous about. We walked around all day. None of the locals seemed to be doing anything that was abnormal. But then again, I've been there 2 days, so how would I know? I hear some more pinging. So our room is on the upstairs of this little hotel. So I go downstairs to find this little 15-year-old Ecuadorian boy who speaks no English, and my Spanish isn't good enough, is terrible, to be frank, to even say anything. What is that noise? I can't even say, what is that noise? It's pathetic. You go to a country that speaks Spanish, and I can't even say, what is this? So I try to ask him, what is that noise? And he just kind of says, he just gives me a smile and says, gives me the thumbs up. I think he even offers me a Coca-Cola. And so so I'm walking back upstairs, and then he points. He says, volcano. I'm like, yeah, I know there's a volcano there. It's cool. Yeah, we're going to go see it tomorrow. It's awesome. So I go back upstairs, and the pinging gets a little heavier. And so I start to get a little bit nervous, and we have this great balcony, like out of our hotel room, and I go look out, and I look at one part of the sky, and it's pitch black with blue lightning, and I'm like, that's not a good sign. And then I look over to the other part of the sky, and it's clear, like beautiful stars. And so I wrestle Jen, I wake her up, and Jen, she's a great sleeper, so I kind of wrestle her pretty hard, and I say, you might want to put your shoes on. I mean, I don't know why I thought about shoes as the very first thing, but, shoes. I say, you put your shoes on. So Jen and I, put our shoes on, and, of course, let the clothes, go back downstairs to the little Ecuadorian boy. At this point, the ping is like ping, 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 ping. And, the owner of the hotel comes out, and some other guests are downstairs, and the owner comes out, and he's this older guy, and he's shirtless. And he realizes what's going on, and we're all kind of worried at this point. And he looks around, and he says, the volcano's erupting. We have to evacuate. Everyone get out. Go back, get your stuff. Get out right now. And at this point, it's like, excuse my language, oh shit. So Jen and I run back upstairs. We try to turn on some lights in our hotel room, realize the lights are out. We're using our cell phones to try to light our way. And you know, as we're running back and down the hall, we're trying to warn the other guests of what's going on right now. So Jen starts running up and down the hall. She's like, vamos, vamos, volcano, wake up, let's go. We got to get out of here. Because at this point, our fight or flight is kicking in, and we're pretty scared. So we get all of our stuff, we get into the lobby, and the owner of the hotel says, okay, we're going to go to my horse stable because we'll be safe there. And Jen and I are like, I don't think so. So we get cash, passports, run out the door, and the guy says, what about the bill? And Jen says, send us the bill, bye-bye. So we start running down the street, you know, arm in arm, backpacks on, we're running, and we see this bus, and we just throw our stuff in this bus and get on, and it's a group of old Italian people, and they seem totally calm, and I can't believe it. I'm like, a volcano's erupting, and I then realize that the pinging is volcanic rock. And let me back up a little bit. While we're running down the street, we ran, you know, about 1/8 of a mile, and the ash was so thick I could probably not see my hand in front of me. It was some pretty scary stuff. And then I get on this bus, and I look back, and I see some red light behind me, and that's when I really kind of crap my pants a little bit. So these people on this bus hitch us a ride out of Baños, out through these like back roads, through the Amazon. We get to this small town called Puyo, which is like, you know, the poorest place I've ever seen in my life. It looks like a Sally Struthers Save the Children, you know, video. It was awful. Like, you know, it was terrible. I would never want to go back there ever again. And so we hop another bus, you know, the next morning, because at this point it's like 4 in the morning. We get back to the capital city in Quito, and we figure out that a huge eruption occurred. The Pan American Highway, which we had taken down, was covered with lava and ash. And you know, there were some people who were injured and some people who died as a result of this volcano eruption. But Jen and I were safe. We were okay. I didn't tell my parents about it until I got back, but I did realize one thing. You can never underestimate the value of a great travel partner, and that's what Jen is. Thanks.